Higher Self Love Affair,
Hmm.
right? Let's talk about it, man. I enjoyed the album. I
Thank you.
thought the first track you came out, like come out the gut, like came out the gates, like right. But I feel like for me, when the album started to like really connect and just kind of just like back to back, and I think the first song, I think it was the unfollow, delete,
Hmm.
and block, and then all the songs kind of like after that was just like wow, just like kind of like back to back, just started hitting me, and I really like the unfollow. I was like, okay, I think this is going to be a single, and I really like the rhythm part that goes bun dun 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 dun
Hmm.
dun 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 da da. Um, so yeah, man, talk to me about the album. Talk to us about it.
Thank you, Mom. So that song itself, I tell people that's the perfect explanation of like my style, right? Like
Hmm.
I'll take something that's very regular, like hey, protect your peace, unblock, follow, and delete people or that don't serve you or that are negative influences to you or just negative tethers. Um, but I'm trying to be extra about it. So there's the opera stuff in there and the little Tim Burton melodies like you mentioned and
Hmm.
stuff like that. That's the way I love to convey it. Like just stuff that's really normal that's presented in a big way. But yeah, the album came about. I hadn't put anything out for a few years, and before that, I had to go through like some changes in life. I was going through a divorce. We're going through co-parenting and just had some health scares and just had to like kind of take stock of what's important in my life and what I need to get rid of, what I need to update and upgrade, what really matters to me and whatnot. And I started learning about my inner child and energy and the frequencies that we deal with and different things in our diet. Not only physical but mental as
Hmm.
well. And so, I like a lot of my music transformed, into how can I convey this stuff to people. Like I've already had my all my catalog prior to that. It was just all important, and I love it. It's a big part of my life. But just going forward, um, I wanna help people. I want to reciprocate the blessings that have been shown to me. I want to be open and transparent about what goes on in my life, and just the subtle things in life that may not matter to or we think may not matter to people, but when we speak about it, we find we're more close and human than we think.
Yeah, yeah,
Like we can't relate to like the super tough, rich baller, gangster dude, whatever, but we can relate to getting our heart broken. We can relate to like, dang, how did I mess this up? How did I talk myself out of a good situation? Um, how is stuff from my childhood affecting me as an adult? How am I passing that stuff on to my children? Am I acting a certain way because of certain traumas that I haven't visited and dealt with or whatnot, or maybe dealing like with our shadow self and things like that.
yeah. Do you, from what I'm hearing, it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this album is kind of like there's the this is the transition album. Basically, there's Diesel before this album, and there's going to be the Diesel after this album.
Yeah,
Is that making sense?
yeah, yeah,
Like your sound
yeah,
and like
yeah.
your perspective?
Yeah, like I had a trilogy of albums I released about 3 years ago, called Love Hurts, but it's like hurts like frequencies, right?
Mhm.
I'm just like going through all the like my journey of love and life and seeing where it takes me and just dealing with various depths of that. And during that time, I was post marriage. I hadn't been single since the MySpace days. I'm going through dating again and going
Mhm.
through all those relationships and adventures or whatever. Lots of failures, lots of successes, and they're all successes, right? There's no L. You learn those are
Yeah,
lessons,
yeah.
right? And
How
you know,
different was it, the dating market from your
whew,
experience?
like I remember when I was married, I thought my biggest nightmare was to be single again, and
Okay.
like you know, it came true. Yeah, I lived that nightmare. So I learned a lot. I mean, of course, when you get married, you plan to like spend the rest of your life with somebody, right?
Yeah.
We had a home, we had children, dog, all that stuff, and things unfortunately didn't pan out.
Gotcha. You hit the whole American
Yeah,
dream.
yeah, like I
Okay.
was gonna retire. I was done. I had made my retirement album, which I still never put out to this day.
You retired from music.
Yeah, I was done. That's because all I wanted was the family. I grew up from long line of broken homes. So
Mm.
I had my album was called Married with Children, you know, play on the show, but
Yeah, yeah.
that was my retirement, trophy album. Some of my best music I ever put out. I loved it. I still feel like I don't want to put it out because I don't want to feel like I'm closing that chapter. I want to keep that chapter kind of close to keep me sharp, keep me
Mhm,
fresh,
mhm.
you know. And I have no bad blood with my ex-wife. Like we get along fine for the kids, And that's all that matters.
Well, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I was listening to someone earlier, and they were saying like a lot of people don't think about when it comes to like divorce about the kids, how it affects the kids.
Yeah.
Usually, people are just thinking about how it affects them, the parents, or I won't get it too specific, but
Yeah.
um, the person who's initiating divorce, they're usually just thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about how it's going to impact the kids
Yeah.
in the long run. So I think that's interesting. But I want to go back to the album,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, how did the title come about?
So within that journey, there's 4 stages of learning, right? Like there's nothing, then there's shallow understanding, then there's confusion, then there's like complete understanding. So during that time with those albums, I think I was in the confusion stage, and so I was delving into things and people and mindsets that weren't necessarily healthy for me, and I was losing myself a lot. So this album would be number 4, the complete understanding, where like I had to take accountability for who I was and situations and relationships in my life that just weren't good for me, and allowing myself to maintain these relationships and these mindsets and these habits that were just detrimental to me, but like they were so embedded into my psyche and my routine and part of life that I became comfortable with them, and I could feel myself like dying, so to
Mm.
speak. So this album was like me like hijacking myself, and like, hey, you know what? I need to make some tough decisions and do what's best for me. I do some spring cleaning in my life and cut the cord of stuff and people that don't matter to me, business partners, relationships, not being accountable for actions that I may be doing as well. And so
Mm.
like the whole theme of the album is just me kind of taking stock of what's important in my life and what I need to do to go forward. And so I don't get stuck in a rut and wither away.